Rolling in this time. All right. Hello and welcome to Tina and Karen Do the Tube. I'm Karen.
This is Tina. Maybe I should come up with like an introduction, you know?
Yeah, you should come up with the intro from now on.
No, like when I come into like view, you know?
Come into view?
Was it like Craig Ferguson? You know, he had like a bunch of notes and then he just ripped them up and threw them away. Or who, am I thinking of someone else?
I wasn't rolling in because I was trying to do a new thing. I was rolling in because I had to switch the light off because I don't like the overhead light while I'm doing this. So I was just trying to do it quickly and, inconspicuously, but that didn't work out.
Maybe I should always start with my back to the camera.
You don't need to try this now. Okay.
Good evening, it's Tina.
I'm going to upload this in the morning, so it's not going to be.
Okay.
Good evening.
Whatever time of day.
Yeah, sure. Well, this week, what we're going to be doing is reacting to a video from a YouTuber. Oh, shoot, I should probably give her credit. What's her name? Shoot, I'm going to quickly look it up. oliSUNvia. I might be completely saying that wrong. Anyways, I'm not very familiar with her channel, but I just like the title. I like the concept, and I thought it'd be interesting to discuss as Tina, you and I are both millennials.
Yeah, we should define what a Gen Z person is.
Right. I think she'll do that in the video, but I'm pretty sure it's people who were born between 1995 and 2012 or something like that.
I think it's after 1996, so I think like 1997.
Okay, 97. Okay, so but like from 97 to 2012. So these people would be, I don't know, just entering their 20s at the oldest.
Yeah,
like 20, 24 or something like at the oldest.
I think 24, 25-ish, that age. At the oldest part of it.
Right. Yeah. It's not too far removed from us. But
no, but there's a big difference.
Oh, I'm sure. Do you know any Gen Zers? Zoomers, as they're also known.
Zoomers, yes. No, I know some people very close to Gen Z, actually, but no one that's actually Gen Z, actually.
My brother is a millennial, but sometimes I feel like we're from different generations. We're very, very different people.
Well, you self-identify as Gen X.
I am a Gen Xer. You can self-identify with a different generation, right?
Sure, I think you can.
Why?
I mean, not everyone's going to fall into, the same spectrum.
I think I told you one time, part of I don't know why, but it was part of a safety training, but it was all about intergenerational communication. And they gave us all a personality test that told us what generation you belong to. And mine told me I was a Gen Xer. So, I don't know, needlessly rebellious and lost. I hope not.
Yeah, I would hope not. Doing better.
Doing better. I'm doing good. But do you feel like you fit with your generational peers, or do you feel like you were out of touch with them?
I feel pretty into being a millennial.
What does it mean to be a millennial? We're the
I
last.
Get all the emojis. It's a millennial thing. We started the memes, but now our memes are kind of old and outdated.
Are they outdated though? I mean, come on, we have better sense of humor than probably Zoomers have, but I don't know. I mean, most of my memes and humor come from the Site 9 gag, and I think that skews a little more towards my generation. So I don't think it really reflects younger Zoomers. I don't know what they're on TikTok.
Well, our memes are they were
Rage.
From what I understand, a certain picture with a caption.
Yeah, that was 90%.
We had Batman slapping, someone.
It was a picture with a caption, or it was Rage comics. Did you ever read Rage comics?
No, but yeah, I think I'm familiar.
Yeah, they were just they were just you could do these little 2, 4, 6 panel comics with these same sort of faces that each one represented something. I don't know. It's hard to explain for those who are unfamiliar, but that's kind of the shit I remember laughing at when I was in college.
And something that always seems to define, younger generation seems to be their need to be more novel or creative than the previous generations. So
they feel that need. Every generation thinks that they're wiser than the previous generation. Oh, no, more. How should I put it? Every generation thinks that they're wiser than the generation that follows and more progressive than the generation that came before.
Yeah,
it's funny.
That makes sense.
Yeah, well, it does. Yeah. One thing I've always thought that you associate with generations would be like every generation has an iconic figure. Like for Gen X, I think it's Kurt Cobain. For Boomers, it's John Lennon. Do you think that who would be the iconic figure of our generation and the Zoomers generation, if there is one?
Our generation iconic figure for millennials?
Yeah, do we have like a voice of our generation?
Who would it be?
Is it Bieber?
I would hope not. Who represents millennial culture?
Well, you almost have to think what is it about millennials in order to figure what the voice would be.
Okay. Yeah, I think I can do Zoomers.
Okay. I think I have a theory about Zoomers too, but I want to hear yours.
I'm going to go Post Malone for Zoomers.
Oh, no. Really? Post Malone?
Yeah.
How old is Post Malone?
I think he might be a millennial, actually.
I was going to say Billie Eilish.
That might be more apt.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's interesting we're always going with musicians. Why do musicians tend to carry that? You went with John Lennon, Kurt Cobain, right?
Yeah. Well, I think music is universal.
I mean, it's definitely a reflection of the culture, right?
Yeah, and it really speaks to the most amount of people. Like, I don't know what other medium you could actually reach all the people with. Art? Nah. Movies? Nah.
Yeah.
Books? No. Maybe books. But not reading. No one reads anymore. But I think music. Everyone listens to music, so I think it's universal. I think that people can expend the time, the 3-4 minutes, to consume a song and to really digest it and say this reflects me.
Yeah. So for us, music was. We went through so many different genres of music.
Yeah, but who would be that? But who would be that voice of our generation?
A lot of people generally like Avicii, but he's dead now. Which I guess
would have been a good one for a while.
Oh, so much of a personality though.
In order to be a voice of a generation, can you live past 30? Well, I mean, I don't know how old John Lennon was when he died, but my point is, can you grow old and still be your voice of your generation, or do you have to die young?
Yeah, all these musicians have died. Died young too. I guess then maybe Amy Winehouse, but yeah.
It'll come to us. It'll come to us out the course of this video. But
did you have someone in mind?
The only name that came to mind you're gonna hate. Well, actually, one you would hate. The other one you'd probably actually kind of agree with. But the two names were Taylor Swift and Lady Gaga.
I mean.
I'm not saying
you can make arguments for both, yeah.
I would say Lady Gaga more, but personally.
Yeah, but people like them, but I think they're more influential for maybe women. Although, I mean, you can make the argument Taylor Swift is influential in music in general.
Isn't that the issue that almost then, like, that you could say that music has gotten so, corporatized? Whereas you think, like, the Beatles were a natural thing. Nirvana was a natural occurrence, but I'm not saying Lady Gaga doesn't have talent or Taylor Swift doesn't have talent, but it feels somewhat more like manufactured than authentic.
Oh yeah, which tends to be the way of things with the newest artists, especially with new ways of like reaching an audience.
That's why I said Bieber. Bieber's self-made. As much as we hate Bieber, and I don't hate Bieber.
It came from YouTube. That's true.
Exactly. So he's a nobody, and he became huge. So, but this video is not about music. This video is about humor.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not expecting too much of a funny kind of video. I was watching this a little bit earlier, and she was somewhat, not gonna say dry, but she's not trying to make us laugh. She's trying to analyze, so we could discuss. All right.
from what I understand, Gen Z humor, based on what I understand, is usually tends to be more absurd. Like it may not even be funny, and that's what makes it funny.
Sort of a postmodern humor.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Well,
So-
I just don't know enough Gen Z or Zoomers to know for sure. But let's get into the video.
Gen Z has developed a breed of humor all its own with jokes no other era of people have even had the opportunity to create. 22 pictures that prove Gen Z humor is on an entirely different level than millennial humor.
It always has to be on a different level.
Yeah, when you hear different level, you almost think it's like better, right? It's not that like, because like you don't say levels implies a hierarchy, doesn't it? So
Yeah.
it implies that one's better than the other. You could say a different plane than millennial
Yes.
humor. but that prove that Gen Z's humor is on an entirely different level. I don't know. We'll see the kind of comedians who come out of this generation, but I'm not convinced.
Would you say Gen Z humor is almost entirely internet based?
I don't know. I mean, like, I don't keep up with enough like young.
What's up, Cam?
What?
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there's new roommate Cam. Say hi, Cam.
Hello.
We're recording live, people. Anything can happen.
In my room, yes.
Yeah. Why your room though? Why do people come through your room all the time?
It's the only way to get to Matt's room.
Jeez. All right. Yeah, your house has a funny floor plan. Or I don't think your room was intended to be a room. Is that it?
No, I think it was supposed to be an office for Matt's room.
Okay.
It has
Anyway.
a closet though.
Anyways, but I don't really keep up with enough young adult content to know for sure, because maybe the Disney Channel has some show that basically speaks to all the young kids out there. I don't know. Do they have a Hannah Montana?
The Hannah Montana of Gen Z.
Yeah. Do they get a Hannah Montana, or we were the lucky few?
No, I think they like despise Disney.
Oh, okay, good. I don't know, Nickelodeon. Jeez, am I completely out of touch at this point?
No.
Rick and Morty? Would you say Zoomers like Rick and Morty? Or is that millennials?
Probably, yeah, I would say so.
Okay. Well, they
I mean, Gen Z, they're all on TikTok or Snapchat.
Yeah,
and most of them actually move away from YouTube, which is interesting.
Oh, YouTube's becoming older?
TikTok's the primary way that Gen Zers are consuming media
Fucking China.
over YouTube. Yeah.
Fucking China.
Have you ever been on TikTok?
No.
Okay.
That's not one of the ones I do. But then again, I don't do most social media. I do like YouTube, 9gag, if that counts as social media, but it's literally just people sharing jokes and a lot of racism.
I mean, I could see how someone could just get, lost in the algorithm on TikTok, just going video to video.
Yeah,
I mean, I've done it like before, maybe not on TikTok, maybe on Instagram Reels, but I feel like I'm just wasting time. It doesn't.
I've heard that the TikTok algorithms are probably the most addictive. They just give people exactly what they want.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of a problem, though.
Giving people what they want.
A little bit, yeah. Because China, it's a social media company out of from China, and they don't show the same shit in China that they show here.
Yeah, their TikToks aren't the same.
No, they promote people building stuff and doing good things, and we have twerking.
You know what I saw in their lockdown?
Oh, jeez.
The lockdown's going on over there right now.
Fucking crazy.
They like censored part of their own national anthem because it involved like freeing the enslaved or something like that. Isn't that insane?
That's fucking surreal. That is great. China censors its own national anthem because they realized it was anti-China.
It poorly reflects modern day China.
That's really good, actually. Oh my god, that's terrible. Anyway.
Shocking and absurdist humor of Gen Z with Gen Z's quirky social humor.
What you know about rolling down in the...
There's a lot of letters in there. I didn't know what they meant. I guess we'll find that.
Like I said, if we're gonna go down an absurd rabbit hole here.
It's got a very deadpan look.
Creative.
Yeah, she's pretty.
People
right.
seem to recognize that Gen Z humor is different, which is not too surprising because with each new generation comes a new set of shared experiences and a new youth wave that is bent on differentiating from the past outdated oldies. Yeah, millennials are so last decade. But
Yeah.
Why? Why can't
You know-
why are millennials lame? Are we already that far removed?
Yeah, I mean, apparently, like, you know, like the laughing and crying emoji.
Yeah. Laughing
Apparently,
so hard I'm
that's
crying.
like a lame thing to do for Gen Zers. Right now, like, if you want to elicit, like, you know, like a real hearty laughing, you have to do like the crying emoji, the bawling emoji.
Like meant to cry?
Yeah, and maybe like the death emoji too, with the skull and crossbones. That's their way of saying something funny, not just a simple laughing emoji.
What do you make of that? It's pretty bleak.
It just continues to get more creative.
I don't know if it's creative as much as depressing. It's saying like it equates humor to death and despair.
Like I'm dying laughing.
I get it.
I know.
But in their need to be original, they just become just counterintuitive. It's terrible. But I would have thought millennials would have Zoomers would have connected more with millennials. 'Cause, like, we're not like the parents of Zoomers, are we? I mean, maybe some, but I think millennials are more like the older siblings of Zoomers. I have some friends who are Gen Xers. I don't see them as like parental figures. I see them more as like an older brother type figure.
Okay.
Like I got friends.
Yeah, they're like we share a common experience.
Yeah, more like I have friends who you would classify as Gen Xers, and that's how they feel. They don't feel more like parental. They feel more like an older sibling.
Okay.
Yeah, it feels
Just
that way.
someone that's been at the company longer or something like that.
Yeah, you know, he's been around, and he doesn't look down. He doesn't look like he's supposed to usher you and mentor you, but he can be your pal and bullshit with you.
Okay.
But like, you can't as long as he holds a position where like I know more than you, but I'm not mentoring you and I'm not telling you what to do, but I know more than you.
Without saying he knows more than you.
Right. You know that there was more. I heard a study that there were more millennials in managerial positions than there were Gen Xers.
I've heard that. It's
Yeah.
because we're I mean, from the get-go, we're trained to work with computers. Where Gen Xers, you know,
Yeah, they've kind of
weren't.
Unfortunately, they're sort of the intermediary like period between. It's like they're like the coal miners. They've been trained their whole life to be one thing, and then basically says, "Oh, it's inefficient. We're not doing that anymore." Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you know, that's just the way that the economy went.
Right.
So.
what exactly
Yeah.
is exclusive to Gen Z humor? While researching for this video, I thought I had it all figured out until I stumbled upon Anna Isabel's video, Why is Millennial Humor So Weird? And a lot of what
Oh, we should have watched that one then.
Well, she's doing a good job explaining it so far. Would you guess she's a Zoomer?
She looks young. She could be a Zoomer. I mean, they're like you said, people who are under like 24 would be Zoomer, right?
Yeah, she could be 24 or younger.
Yeah, she looks college age. She doesn't look too old. I'd say she's a Zoomer.
All right.
Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to tell. She could be 30 for all I know. You know, it's...
Good.
Does that come off as racist at all? Asians look young.
Oh, I mean, I thought about that same joke too.
I don't care. It's true. They look young until they hit 55, and then like they instantly become 80.
And you know, that's our humor.
Yeah, sure.
is what other sources labeled as Gen Z humor. The comments section seemed to contain quite a bit of confusion as well. So after more research, I realized that it can be difficult to cleanly separate millennial and Gen Z humor. Contrary to popular Zoomer belief, not all millennials are 20 to 30-year-olds who are passionately defending their right to wear skinny jeans.
Is that a thing? Oh, skinny jeans was like emos, right?
Yeah, I think
they showed like girls. So.
Waist-high jeans are coming back. No bra has been a trend.
Do you think fashion is cyclical?
Seasonal. It's like, history doesn't repeat itself, but it certainly echoes.
Yeah, that's true. So what we have, I do. You think the 2000s were like 80s nostalgia? It was. I feel like a little more poppy and a little more like think about like Kanye West videos with those fucking weird glasses. You know what I'm talking about? The shades, like the LMFAO years up until that that point. Like that was kind of nostalgic of 80s, isn't it? Because it's kind of goofy, it's like neon and whatnot.
Yeah, bright colors.
Yeah, and then came. Did grunge ever come back?
No. Alt rock had kind of a brief scene for a few years.
Those were good years. I love music back from from the early 2010s. Music rock back then.
But it hasn't been quite the same.
No, it's fucking terrible.
I think it's becoming more poppy.
I don't think it's becoming more poppy. I think it's becoming shit. Like you showed me the song that was apparently the best song of 2021 or 20.
Yeah, what's his face?
Lil Nas.
Wasn't it Lil Nas? The black gay rapper.
It's Lil Nas. I said it.
Oh, Lil Nas X.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
I said it like twice. He's trying to figure it out. But like, anyways, you showed me the song and I was like, shit. This is like the best song of 2021. God.
According to NPR.
Oh, yes. Like NPR is a
which Gen Z probably doesn't.
Didn't NPR say that like sorry, didn't NPR say that oops. What's this? Oh, we have a time limit on these meetings now. What the fuck? Did you know this? Zoom has time limit meetings?
Did they implement time?
I guess so.
You should be able to change it.
You're going to have to call me back on Messenger, maybe.
Uh-oh. What if you hit that timer thing right at the top right there?
That's not...
Oh.
That's for YouTube.
That's the video, yeah.
Yeah. Well, shit. I don't know what to do. You want to, like Skype me? I don't have
Skype. Pause it for a second and see if you can figure it out.
I don't have Skype on this one computer yet. Can you just try calling me on Messenger?
Yeah, I can try that.
FaceTime, yeah. All right. Hold on. Let's exit out because I don't want to basically... Is it a new version update?
I don't know.
I might have messed up. Well, let's just keep on the video, and if it drops you, then we'll have to switch over to Messenger.
Okay.
Okay. All right, let's keep going.
All right.
Gen Z are categorized by the Pew Research Center as those born between 1997 to 2012. Though I agree with this article that, for the purpose of discussing online humor, a year range of 2000 to about 2008 is more fitting. A lot of...
Why? Are the 1999 kids like really out of touch with the 2000 kids?
I guess so. Maybe they remember, 2001 a little bit too strongly.
I don't know. Can you believe we were the last generation to experience a pre-internet world?
I mean, I think there are generations out in the world that are experiencing a pre-internet.
No, we were the last generation.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, yes.
Yeah, the kid, like what I'm saying is like the kids born now. This is the part that's craziest to think. The internet changed everything forever, and kids today don't believe. You'll be able to tell your kids like, "I'm older than the internet."
I mean, there could be issues where if there was large enough solar flare, it could ruin a lot of our telecommunication devices, and we might have a generation that kind of has less internet, but maybe not without internet.
Do you think these communication companies have built-in fail-safes for that?
I don't know, but it's been talked about. There was, Carrington events where it like ruins Morse code little things back in like the early 20th century.
Yeah, Morse code sucks.
It's a fairly common thing, so.
All right. I don't know much about that, so I'll take your word for it. But anyways.
Millennials, then, are still very close in age to Gen Z and are up to date with Gen Z humor and trends.
No.
Look at Anna Isabel. She's a millennial, but she doesn't look like the poster child of one. This is to say that when I'm talking about what makes Gen Z humor unique in this video, it is not to reignite the cultural war between these two generations.
You feel at war with the Zoomers?
I don't know enough Zoomers. I don't fucking know a single one, I don't think. I
think I know one.
Really?
It would be Junior's sister. She would be considered a Zoomer.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Yeah, I don't know anyone personally enough from that generation. I just have no contact with people younger than me. I'm usually one of the younger people in my social groups. Social circles. Seriously, yeah. Most of the people I know and hang out with are in their 40s and 50s.
I guess I would be one of the older ones, but it is kind of interesting how for different people they tend to either be older or younger one and what they consider their groups. Do you think we seek that out like naturally or
seek out what? Sorry, what was the question?
Oh, older or younger friends.
I think mine was just a matter of circumstance. All the people I see on a regular basis are older than me. I don't have much opportunity to make connections with people younger than me.
Do you think that's why
I would
you
love
consider yourself more Gen X then?
It could have a lot to do with that. But really, I never knew what it meant to be a millennial. It seemed like, remember like everyone, back in our high school, everyone had a cell phone. I didn't have a cell phone. I didn't want one. And then everyone had a smartphone, and I didn't want a smartphone. I was still using burner prepaid like flip phones.
Yeah, we're in the same camp there. I didn't have a cell phone until I think it was 23, 24. Yeah.
So yeah, I never really felt like I fit in. Even like in high school, I didn't feel like I fit in with my peers. But I don't know why. I just feel like I fit in better with older people. But I do sometimes like the idea of making friends who are younger.
Yeah. Are you the youngest person at work?
No, we have like 2 people younger than me.
Okay.
But like one's basically my age. He and I are both 30. Fuck, how old am I now? 32?
Yeah.
Yeah, 32. We're both 32. And then there's one guy who's like 28 who just got hired. So. But yeah.
So you're working a job that typically doesn't have a ton of really young people.
No, not really. We usually hire laborers sometimes who come on and they're like 18 to 22-ish, but I don't ever talk to them or interact with them. So no, I don't feel like you probably get a lot more interaction with younger people than I do. And by young people, I mean in their like 20s.
Yeah, I probably do. Yeah.
So
I wouldn't say I go seeking them out. It just kind of seems to be the way.
You don't seek the company of younger men?
No.
You can make that out any way you wish.
Sure. Yeah. Any way you want.
As long as it has to do with gay sex.
Obviously, or what's the motivation?
All right.
Calling it Gen Z humor because there is a rough cutoff age as to who actively consumes and uses the type of humor I will be discussing. But the generational cohorts are just a general form of categorization. So if you were born in 1996 instead of 1997, that does not mean that you can't enjoy, understand, and create Gen Z humor.
False. They're creating millennial humor by definition.
Okay, because they fall within that year.
Yes. I know these like how we split these generations is mostly arbitrary, but I'm a hardline generational absolutist, fucking like realist. Yes, all that stuff.
Okay.
I'm a generational essentialist.
You're what's that term for interpreting the Constitution?
An originalist or textualist.
Yeah. You're an originalist.
Yes, I am. So let's say there's twins. One's born December 31st, 1996. The other one's born January 1st, 1997. You have to raise them differently. You cannot let them interact with each other because they're from two different generations. Yep.
Well, one can only use TikTok. The other must use
YouTube or
Instagram
I guess, something else.
Oh man, that is funny.
Sure.
I want to get more to like what the humor is, though.
Right. Let's get into it.
All right, so how do we enjoy, understand, and create Gen Z humor? Well, to do that, we need to have a 101 lesson on irony. I'm going to be citing so much from the YouTuber Dreg in this first part.
What does that say? Layer 1.
Post-irony, meta-irony, post-truth satire.
What the fuck? Layer 0, an underlying truth or message trying to be conveyed. All right, sincerity. Irony or sarcasm, the exaggerate opposite of the pre-ironic. Okay. Post-irony, meta-irony. The turn to pre-irony, post-irony, or the muddling the irony with the truth. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Post-irony.
It seems ironic that it explains so... It's so over-explained.
Well, what if this video, which is meant to be a lecture about the differences in humor between post-irony and irony, is actually just post-irony itself? It's meant to be a joke. So we're not supposed to take it seriously? Because it's the muddling of irony with the truth, the meta-irony.
It's in fact
Birds are real. Birds are real.
There you go.
There you go.
Want to hear a meta joke?
Yeah. Muddling the irony with the truth. So birds aren't real is satire. That's irony. All right. And we're back.
I like how you changed your name already.
Yeah, sorry about that. We had some technical problems, so we're going to cut that part out. You won't see it. But yeah, our Zoom meeting got dropped just because, I don't know, I guess they changed the rules and now you can't have Zoom meetings more than 40 minutes without upgrading to a premium service.
Bastards.
Fucking hell.
They couldn't even cap it at an hour, like 40 minutes.
Yeah, I know, right? Hour at least would make us keep us to our schedule for our podcast.
Exactly.
But anyways, we were discussing irony and post-irony, and she was sort of going to explain the difference between post-irony and irony, I think. So maybe we should let her speak for us.
Yeah.
So.
Because I think he had a good irony layer system going on. Thank God there is no verbal plagiarism check. Essentially, he discusses 4 levels of irony: sincerity, irony/sarcasm, post-irony, and meta-irony. Sincerity has 0 levels of irony, aka there is no irony. Whatever the content is at hand is being conveyed in a straightforward, truthful manner. Irony/sarcasm has 1 layer of irony. True meaning is comprehended under the guise of it being delivered as its opposite meaning. For example, wow, this class is amazing.
That was great humor.
Why can't we just stop there?
That's humor perfection. Yeah.
Well, this is millennial irony, is what she's saying.
Yeah, I know, and it works. It works on
tried and true.
It works on 1 level.
No, you have to add another filter. I wonder what meta-irony even means.
I don't know. I hope she's gonna.
It's just a complete absurdity.
Yeah, I guess so. And that's supposed to be funny somehow. Mm-hmm. We need to have a Zoomer on our stream, like a real Zoomer to explain this humor to us.
So would like Mr. Bean be a version of meta-irony?
Mr. Bean is like, so comedy isn't subjective, it's actually objective, and Mr. Bean is it. Sure. I don't know. That maybe Mr. Bean is a perfect example of meta irony. Anyways.
Yeah, well, let's see what she says.
Yeah.
When really you hate the class. As Dreg points out, this one-layered type of irony is something a lot of boomer memes use. Now moving on to the more complex versions of irony, post-irony has 2 layers of irony. Dreg calls this a return to irony because you start off sincere, then dive into irony, leading people to think that you stand for the opposite, only to return back to the original point, which was what you were actually sincere about. I'll show a clip from the video to give you a good example.
So here's an example of verbal post-irony. I could say, you're looking good right now, but I mean it. So like, the point of that is, I genuinely think you look good, but I said it sarcastically.
Lastly,
I know someone who does that.
Oh, who's that?
I just have a friend, like I always joke with him that his sincere voice and his sarcastic voice are exactly the same, so it's impossible to determine if he's being sincere or not. So he'll constantly say stuff that, like, I don't know if he's being serious or not. It's really frustrating. Yeah.
I could see that, yeah.
Yeah. You never know if you're getting a compliment or being berated.
It's almost like you're trolling someone.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's trolling. No. Well. Trolling.
You never return back to the sincere part in trolling. You keep the troll alive, if you can.
Yes, you're never sincere when you're trolling. You're trying to get a rise out of someone, so you're always playing the character of the troll. So you're always being ironic.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right, I think so. Yeah.
meta irony has 2 layers
Here we
as
go.
well, except it's not clear whether the speaker is being ironic or sincere, and thus you can't get to what the sincere point was supposed to be, almost as if the speaker themselves is confused on what they believe.
This is birds aren't real. I'm serious. Birds aren't real is a joke. It's openly a joke. And yet people treat it seriously, so they don't know if it's a joke or not. Birds aren't real is Gen Z meta humor.
Okay.
Right? Am I wrong?
Now it's making sense.
Yeah.
It's a Gen Z conspiracy.
Am I wrong?
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Am I wrong?
It's weird. It's not clear whether they're being sincere or honest.
I'm doing a Big Lebowski bit.
Oh.
You know, Walter.
Yeah.
My wife, when I show her that video, she loves this scene whenever like Walter says, "Am I wrong?" You know what I'm talking about? Like Walter's when he's like in the car with the dude, and he just pulled a gun on someone, and he's trying to explain why he's in the right for doing it. He's like, "Am I wrong?" he's like, "This is not Smokey. This is bowling. There are rules. Am I wrong?" Yeah. Great movie.
This is not Nam.
Yeah. Everything relates to Vietnam. He's like, Smokey, this is not Nam. This is bowling. There are rules.
Oh, that's funny.
I wonder.
Okay, so she's equating meta irony, it sounds like, to Gen Z.
Yeah. I wonder if Big Lebowski would jive with Zoomers.
I don't know. I don't think they like watching long form entertainment.
Yeah, maybe not. But also, do you think the dude is just too? He's too lazy fair, too laid back to really jive with Zoomers. Zoomers are stressed.
I think
they're the most anxious generation ever. Like they're really anxious.
They're particularly sad or have currents of sadness.
Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're the most mentally ill generation yet, depressed and anxious. And I think the dude is far too stress-free to really, no, seriously, to really connect with them. I don't think that they'd really get it.
Yeah. Okay.
He's like, there's all these problems in this world, and he's just like,
So what?
But the thing about the dude that people always get wrong is that the dude, they make it sound like the dude doesn't care. He obviously cares. He gets emotional because like there's a woman's life who's in his hands and he doesn't like it. It's just like, it's more just like if you can get by without taking on any responsibility, you can live a good life.
Okay.
kind of thing. They always make it out to be like it's like you don't care about things. No, you can care about things. It's just you don't want to take on things to care about.
Do you think the Big Lebowski is supposed to be an ironic character, or is it a he and sincere character, or are we not really supposed to know? And
You
the
mean
way the
like-
writers intended.
So, yeah, right. So you mean like when the Coen brothers wrote the dude, was he meant to be a joke that we laugh at, or is he meant to be a hero and a character we can sympathize with?
Yeah, because he's based off a real person, right?
Right, a friend of theirs. Yeah.
Person that grew up there here in I think
The Seattle 7.
from West Seattle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Seattle 7. I don't think it's meant to be a mockery. I think it's a sincere character for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Not meta humor or meta irony.
The rest of the movie is
Oh yeah, all the other characters are crazy. That's the joke. Is that he's the one sane person in the movie. Yeah. Which is great comedy when you have one sane character surrounded by a bunch of crazies.
Well, that's the thing. You need a straight character.
Yes, Arrested Development's the best example. Like you ever seen that show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason Bateman.
Yeah, Jason
plays the
Bateman.
straight-
He plays the straight man. He plays a perfect straight man because everyone around him is just crazy, and he's just perfect at like feeding off of them. It's great stuff.
If you're lost right now, so was I at first, but don't worry, I found this extremely sophisticated YouTube comment to help you out. Sincerity. I'm not a furry. True statement, no joke. Irony. Haha, I'm a furry. Not a true statement, which is the joke. Post-irony. Haha, I'm not a furry. Guys, stop it. True statement, but with the appearance that I'm being ironic and I am a furry, which is the joke. Meta-irony. Guys, I'm
Jesus.
not a furry. Stop. It's not like I have a fursuit or anything. Guys, stop. I'm not. The truth of the statement is
Are you following this? Like,
Guys, I'm not afraid. Stop.
first off, what's wrong with being a furry?
Nothing's wrong. It's just not the norm.
That's right.
Another person I want to get on the podcast.
A furry? You want to get a furry?
I would love to interview a furry.
Okay.
Make it happen. You're the producer. You got to make it happen.
Okay. I'm the producer.
I don't know. Sure. It's hard to find furries. They're very
Yeah.
secretive.
There was a character that came out to the club last night. It was out what their roommate's music label. They took over a room over at a club, and so we went to see them. And there's this older. It seemed like she must have been an old lady because she was also with another old lady at the dance club, and she was just wearing like a Shrek mask.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Everyone was kind of getting on board with it and wanted to take pictures with her.
It's like when we were in the Green Men suits.
Kind of bright, exactly.
You remember that night? That was awesome.
Yeah.
We had we ran around Pullman, fucking freezing
And
weather.
the freezing cold.
Yeah, and we went to the club in Green Man outfits.
And we were doing that unironically.
No, we
Or
actually.
was it?
No, we weren't doing that ironically.
What
We were
was the
sincere
joke?
about it. The joke is we were Green Men. Also funny, it's just crazy stuff. I remember the good time. Oh man, that was one of the drunkest I ever been. Remember when yeah, because we woke up. I woke up and we had candy corn M&Ms.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know where the hell they came from because I've never seen it before or since. Candy corn.
Just one of those blackout drunk sort of things that appear.
Yeah, dude, that was a fucking night for sure. I don't know.
determinable because of how many layers there are, and at this point, no one can tell if I'm a furry or not, which is the joke. Most takes.
Okay, I feel like shaving. All right. All right. Sorry. Moving on.
About Gen Z humor's relationship with irony is that they are unique in their usage of both post-irony and meta-irony. However, I argue that post-irony already emerged in millennial humor.
That's right.
For example, the SpongeBob meme, many iconic vines.
What the fuck is up, Kyle? No, what did you say, dude? What the fuck, dude? Step the fuck up, Kyle.
That is funny though.
Yeah.
You know, I had a girl who I gave a graph to.
You did something like this?
I did something like this in order to get a girl out to go out with me. I gave her a graph, and it was all scientific. The graph was a timeline to show her level of happiness with my level of happiness. The more time we spent together, both went up. Perfect. Scientific, mathematical.
Linear.
No, there was a dip. But that's when I open up about my weird side. But we recover, and we both get happy. Anyways, I made this graph as a joke, and then like she told me later on that like whenever like she talk about it with her friends, they'd laugh and talk about this exact meme. Look at this graph.
Millennials, they've brought on and then completely ruined the career of Nickelback.
What's wrong with Nickelback? I really don't understand.
This meme came out and suddenly no one could get on board with Nickelback any longer.
You know, I've heard the joke with Nickelback is like the guy, I don't know his name, the lead singer. They complained to him and says like, you know what? You just make the same song over and over and over again. There's nothing original about it. It's the same song. He says, yeah, and every single time I do, I sell 1 million copies. So he knows it's a scam, his band, but it works and it makes money.
There's this musician, you could consider him probably millennial, but also he kind of caters to Gen Z, is Oliver Tree, and he made like 21 music videos for the same song.
That's kind of interesting. 21 music videos for the same song.
Different music videos, yeah.
Is there a reason for it?
I think he was doing it ironically.
Jesus Christ, that word.
Because each time he gets the views.
What's going on in the background there?
Sounds like there's a Twitch stream going on in Matt's room.
Oh, he's a Twitch streamer?
Oh yeah, he's working for Game Raven Review. If anyone listening wants to check them out.
Cool. That's what we got to get into. Gaming is a big market.
Maybe we should go switch to Twitch streaming instead of this Zoom.
No, Twitch streaming is doing away with a lot of content. I've heard that they're purging a lot of people.
Really?
They want to be split. They're just gaming from now on. They had a lot of other kind of. I thought about that too. I followed Twitch streamers, but I think a lot of them are being purged because they're trying to move the platform in a direction that's just 100% gaming.
Okay.
No other content. Yeah.
That's too bad.
While post-irony is certainly loved by Gen Z, the real distinguisher between them and older generations is meta-irony, and the way it makes self inseparable from the comedic product. Take skits and roleplay style videos, for example. They have become a lot more meta-ironic in the sense that it can be difficult to tell whether the creator is being sincere or ironic. Oftentimes, the only way to know is to understand the source of that humor. The TikToker Noah Miller posted this video. Now for me, I knew from the get-go that this was post-ironic, but if a user...
What the fuck was the joke there?
I don't know.
I don't know. I guess it's like, I'll always be there for you. While
and then he appears.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Like he's actually there for him all the time.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe we should do a segment where we just try to interpret Gen Z humor.
Sorry, my rabbit's thumping really loud. Shut up. I mean, don't. He thumps when he's angry.
Oh.
It's usually when he wants something. You got food and water. What's the problem? I don't know. Sorry, what were we talking about? Yeah. What?
We should just have a segment where we try to interpret Gen Z humor.
That'd be great.
What does this mean?
I have no idea what type of personality and humor Noah tends to post about saw this TikTok. It could be a struggle to decide whether this video is sincere or whether it's ironically mocking the sincere just based off of this one video. It only becomes post-ironic once you know the type of person Noah is. This way, you know that Noah thinks this trend is cringe, but he participates in it in the exact fashion that other sincere people do, making you original.
I don't want homework for my humor.
It's
If I have to know the, do you think that has to do with the fact that like because of like, you know, social media, people feel more connected to their creators, like their audience and the creator, the comment section, boom, 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 like and like post video, that they need to feel like they know each other. Like I don't want to know if when Louis C.K. gives me a joke or Bill Burr gives me a joke, it should stand on its own. I don't need to know anything else about them to know why it's funny.
I think you're getting more creative with the humor if you can like incorporate it in yourself. You know, like that's the thing we don't. Well, I guess that there is like that sort of mystery, like with let's say specifically like Andy Kaufman. Some people think he's funny, some people don't. But we really don't know. You know, like is that who he is, or is it a gag?
I don't know enough about Andy Kaufman's humor other than he's the guy who fucked up Jim Carrey. You know about that?
I know he played Man in the Moon. He played Andy Kaufman in the movie.
Yeah, but like Jim Carrey has said, like he was a method actor for that movie. He like basically lived as Andy Kaufman for like a month or two before the shooting of the film. Lived as if he was Andy Kaufman, thought as if he was Andy Kaufman, like would sign checks as Andy Kaufman, whatever, you know, and like,
Yeah.
like apparently like that experience kind of fucked him up mentally, emotionally. Seriously.
Wow.
Yeah, it's you know like because you think about the Jim Carrey from the 1990s and think about Jim Carrey since Jim Carrey anything like he was when he was doing The Mask.
No.
No, he's fucking way different.
No, Jim Carrey is much different. The energy's still there, but I think he dealt with a lot of drug abuse and
That's Andy Kaufman. It's Andy Kaufman
true.
sinking in. I'm serious. That's like, in his own words, that's what fucked him up. It was method acting as Andy Kaufman.
All right, so then was Will Smith method acting as a version of Will Smith? What fucked him up?
No, Will Smith has issues because his wife cheats on him and he pretends to be okay with it.
Yeah, I think you got to the heart right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Poor Chris Rock.
Originally think that he is also sincere with the trend, and that is the joke.
All right. God damn it.
A lot of interruptions this episode.
I know. I need like, God, I'm a capitalist, but I hate ads. I really do hate advertising and marketing.
I wonder if there's a way like you could just rip the video off and then we could just play the video on your desktop.
There would be a way, but that would take more prep. I'm lazy. All right.
As the Schrodinger's meme concept. At least that's what
the Schrodinger's meme. You don't know whether it's a joke or not until you open.
But it always,
like creator.
for all intents and purposes, it was a joke and wasn't a joke until you know. Yep. Schrodinger's meme.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right.
Comment called it. And I'm just going to trust them because I didn't find any alternative information about it on the internet, so... The Schrodinger's meme concept is when the origin of the comedic product must be known in order for the audience to know
exactly.
whether the humor was
That's what I'm talking about. That's the homework assignment for your comedy. I don't like that. A joke should stand on its own.
You don't have to. I mean,
I don't need to know anything more about Dave Chappelle or Bill Burr than what they say in order for the joke to work.
Yeah, it's like reading a book and you constantly have to look at the anecdotes to realize the context of everything, right?
Is this what we've... Yeah, exactly. Is this what we've done to these kids? Is like, I don't know, school has just driven them crazy? or something. I don't know.
Zoom. It's certainly driven us crazy.
Zoom. Yeah. How'd the teachers get it for free? Maybe they pay for it. I don't know. 8-hour Zoom meetings. Jesus Christ. I don't know anyone who would do that. Like I've had Zoom meetings like during this pandemic, and like I swear to God, oh yeah, because they wanted to keep meetings going. Even like after, I mean, whatever. Point is, like I had meetings sometimes 4 hours. You really tune it out. Because they can't monitor what you're doing in your truck or when the meeting's going on. So fuck it. I totally get why kids are like failing at record rates, because this whole method of whatever. Like I don't know if online school is good for everyone. I know for certain kids who are self-motivated, it can be, but for the vast majority of kids, they need to be in school.
Well, there's been studies now that say like, online meetings generally aren't good for creativity.
They feel almost more structured. Like you don't feel as free in an online meeting as you would just like in a group of people.
It's kind of weird. Like there's something about putting a bunch of people in a room together and forcing them to come to some sort of conclusion. It makes things more creative than being able to freely come in and out of like a meeting somewhat, or pay attention.
It's the face to face. It's the interpersonal. You can feed and read off of people better that way too. I just think it's always better to talk to someone face to face than over like a phone call, which is eventually what it is.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't care if we're on video call. I mean, if you and I were in the same room, this would be different. I mean, this is pretty good, but like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ironic or not, the irony then is not in the content itself per se, but in its source. As this YouTube comment explains, it is why if a boomer posts a Minion meme, it lacks irony, because they sincerely thought it was hilarious. But if a meme page dedicated to pre-ironic humor, such as Old Meme Archive on Twitter,
Old Meme Archive,
Minion meme.
They used a rage comic for Old Meme Archive. Seriously, go back to this.
Humor, such as old.
That's a rage comic figure. This is Durfina. Jesus.
You first remember like when memes were like a thing. When do you first kind of remember it being like?
When I met Param.
Okay.
He got me into Nine. He got me into 9gag. I wasn't really. I don't know what I did for entertainment before 9gag, but he kind of just like that's like what he would do. Just like it would be a time waster, and he would fucking scroll through that shit all the time. And he says it's funny stuff and show me, and that's how I kind of got into memes. So that would have been 2011 or 2012.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I kind of never really got deep into the meme sphere.
Really? Aw, shit, man. You missed out. No. See, you, by living your life in a normal, healthy way, missed out on internet meme culture. It's a shame.
Damn it.
It's a fucking shame.
How am I going to know the source? I'm going to be completely lost.
Oh, you don't want
to... joke or not?
You don't want to know what's... Do you really want to... You know what source is.
But some... sexual proclivity.
Yes. No, so the sauce is what it is.
You don't want to know what's in the sauce.
No. The joke, at least this is at least what I'm familiar with in online meme culture. But like when someone asks for the sauce, they're asking for, oh, does she do porn?
See, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Okay, well that's like say like provide the sauce, which is like their funny way of saying source.
Oh.
And like.
God damn.
If they see a girl they like in a video or something, like, sauce.
Like, do you dive deep in the comment section on videos or threads?
Sometimes.
Kind of just stay around the top usually.
Nah, you got to know how the community feels. It's not enough just to know what the creator feels. You never get the full effect unless you read the comment section sometimes, I think.
True. Yeah. It just adds to it.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're just a lot of times you're just reading or watching what they want you to watch. You get in the you get into the comment section, you get a little bit more of a vibe of how the overall community feels about a joke.
Yeah, whether it's funny or ironic.
Yeah,
or...
whether there's some truth to it or it's so absurd it's not funny or whatever, you know. Yeah, you got to go to the comment section. Not always, but I like it. We're running out of time again. All right, let's see how much more we can of this video we can get through in the next 5 or so minutes because it's getting a little late.
Meme archive on Twitter posts the same Minion meme, then it has layers of irony, and hence the younger generation finds it funny. In fact, it's not uncommon nowadays to find creators who make their entire accounts based off of a certain crafted persona, rendering the Schrodinger's meme concept irrelevant. For instance, the TikToker 2006_we_remote or Martin embodies the Roar XD potato.
What the fuck? None of that made any sense. None of that made any sense.
Roar XD potato.
2006 Wii Remote, aka Martin, really brings out the Roar XD potato.
A potato apparently is a Zoomer term.
No. We've had potatoes.
Yeah.
We've had potatoes.
I think it is.
No, we've had potatoes for a long time. Trust me. Wait, no. Wait. Yeah, no. Okay, well, at least in my sphere of online memes and humor, a potato means sorry for the long post. Here's a potato.
Oh, okay. So I'm still out of it.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's been around for a while. Sorry. That's not
Okay.
Zoomer. That's Millennial.
Now it's making more sense.
And he does it well. A little too well.
Oh god. That thing is huge. Yeah, how about no? I'm noping the fuck out of there. Fuck that shit, I'm out.
None of his
Okay.
content, comments, or captions ever sway from this persona. And while most people just assume he's being ironic because what are the chances that someone genuinely acts that way, I'd say his content is quite meta-ironic. Unlike POV accounts that caption their videos with POV, letting you know that this is just a comedic roleplay, Martin doesn't drop any hints that he is being ironic. It's up for the audience to try and figure out. And that's a big part of what makes his account humorous. It's a lot more rare to find such meta-ironic personas amongst millennials. Scott Fogel, a senior strategist at the digital creative agency Firstborn, writes that while millennials are very comfortable with modern technology, it is something that came to fruition during their lifetime, and so they adapted to it. Whereas social media and smartphones already existed prior to Gen Z, and so they grew up with it. This is why
So do you think that because like people in this generation grow up with in a world of the internet, like your internet persona can be your authentic self even if it's not? Like they're two shadows of the same person essentially? Or let me put it this way because that's kind of like weirdly put. Do you think millennials, when they go online, are themselves or some other version of themselves? Or are they putting on a persona?
Oh, that's a good question. You know, like from my experience interacting with other millennials online, it seems like they're usually being themselves or they're kind of trolling.
Yeah, my experience online is that either there are a lot of people who are really deeply angry deep down, or they're just putting on some sort of troll persona. Because I don't troll and I don't try to flame. I'm always trying to be who I am. In fact, funny enough, like my internet persona is almost way more reserved and patient than my real life self, which is funny. Because I think usually in the comment sections of videos, it's the exact opposite. People lose patience really quick, and they get really, really angry, and they just say, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
But that's only funny to you.
It's not even about being funny. It's just like I feel like nothing is productive in terms of like getting. I don't know what anything is productive about getting into online arguments online or whatever.
Yeah,
But I always just feel like, yeah, I mean, like we're only going to make the world a better place by being reasonable and polite with one another and civil. I mean, not polite, civil and reasonable.
Not whether we're trying to figure out if this person's persona is real or not.
It's always a weird part when I meet people online like that. I try to realize, is this person just trolling, or is this like a facet of who they are? Like deep down, this is the hateful, angry person that they really are. And that if I met them in real life in public, they would have like, hey, how are you? Good. How are you? Good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then deep down, they're like, oh, I'm gonna fucking kill everyone. Fuck. Because it feels like there's a lot of anger out there.
I guess, I mean, with the advent of the internet, it's a lot easier to craft like a separate persona.
Right. It would be, yeah. But now imagine like there's this concept of authenticity versus profilicity, and like this new generation would be the example of profilicity. They live to create their profile or to further their image. And that is like you can create your online persona. So you're almost like divorced from your real self. You can be. You had no authentic self. You had no, like, you can totally be who you want to be. It's almost like, imagine, okay, so the internet's not the best example, but imagine we could just dip into virtual reality, or a simulation, where you could be anyone you want to be. That's kind of like the internet. You could be almost anyone you want to be. So that gave the people the opportunity to just, like, try to, like, individualize themselves, to try to create themselves to be who they exactly want to be. They never had to look in the mirror and say, oh, this is me. Because they can actually have the opportunity to go be who they wanted to be.
You think they're trying to be who they want to be, or somebody that just gets seen?
Ooh. I think that it's about like getting seen. I think it's about like I'm trying to create a persona for myself that people will care about and people will notice.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's like you don't get that way by being your authentic self often, because unfortunately, this is going to sound really horrible, but it's not meant to be. Most people's authentic self is common and boring. It's not like wrong. Like everyone is their own unique individual person, beautiful in their own way. But truth is, everyone's more or less pretty common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think the phrase is true? You never really know someone until you live with them.
Ooh. That's possible. Yeah, you wouldn't really know them. Yeah.
You see how they are in just any sort of everyday,
Sure.
facet.
Yeah. Hey, I know we're only like halfway through this video. That's pretty common for us. About 10 minutes is usually what we get.
Yeah, that might be a record.
If not for the technical issues, we would have got farther. But unfortunately, we ran out of time. It's getting late again. I wish I could stay out longer. I really do.
No worries. Final thoughts.
I wish I could learn more. Maybe we will respond to this video later in the week. I don't know what your schedule is like, but I didn't think that I learned a little bit about like you need to know the person in order to know the humor.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that comes. Yeah, I think that comes from how connected everyone is to their online figure. Like the comments section, like put it like this: like when you went to see George Carlin as a comedian, like George Carlin had very little real interaction with his fans. He didn't know how the fans felt. But with the internet, you have direct feedback, comment like with the comments section all the time. You kind
of have to build your base.
Yeah, but you also like there's a better like back and forth and connection with your community. It's always about building your community. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So that way you have to sort of your humor has to come from a little bit of actual sincerity. So it makes sense.
Yeah. Without sincerity, there's no humor, and sincerity, in a sense, is the straight man.
Yeah. I love you. I like the straight man in most movies, comedy movies.
Yeah.
Comedies can't function without him.
No, certainly not. I mean,
Yeah, it's the juxtaposition.
then I wouldn't know how to interpret it.
Yeah, it's the juxtaposition of the crazy to the normal. Like this, yeah. It can't be absurd without any sort of like force around to notice it as crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing with Gen Z humor is there's a straight man. You just have to open the door to see if it exists or not.
Yeah, you're the straight man. No, the audience is the straight man. Oh no, we lost you again. Oh, okay, that would have been a good ending point. But oh boy. Zoom has really become a fascist state. Just kidding. But I guess I'll end the video without Tina for this time. That feels kind of wrong, but that's just what has to be. Maybe I can quickly get him up. All right, for Tina and Karen, do the tube. I am Karen.
This is Tina.
So long, everyone. Goodbye. Zoom, fascist Zoom. We're going to find some alternative.
That's right. Yeah. Fuck corporate online meetings.
Well, it's going to be some other corporation.
Yeah, just big corporate online meetings.
Whatever, we're going to find an alternative. Anyways, everyone stay safe and stay hydrated. We love you.